Good morning, good rising. Blessings to each of you who are going to be present today with me, and blessings to all of you who will catch this later um, as the day progresses and the week progresses. And know that I come here every Friday morning to be with you from a deep inner place in my heart as a gift that I'm given to pass on to others, to remind them that each one of us are very special, very unique, and all have capabilities to be far more than what we think we are or what we have been told we are. Good morning, Rebecca. Good morning, Julia. Blessings to those who are arriving this morning. Many of you may be having some challenges. I know my morning has been one of challenges, just writing my show notes, trying to get on and all lined up and everything in order here on um, Facebook Live, etc. So I don't know what is actually happening in the world out there, but I do know that it always brings us to a point where we sometimes have to reset ourselves uh, as the day goes on. And so today's topic actually has been several topics as I started my show notes. And it's now come to um, this place called Trusting Visions and Clarity. And so that's an amazing process. We have to come to this place where we all have visions. We all have visions of um, powerful or empowering visions of who or what we might be. And we also have visions of negativity. So the trusting of visions is really about the positive visions, because the negative ones are based on things we've learned in the past. And in order to move forward in our evolution, we have to tap into what hasn't arrived yet, but exists in the field of possibilities. And then we have to become clear or have some clarity as to what does that mean for us individually. When we think of trying to fix the whole world, we invariably become overwhelmed. It's hard enough to fix just what's going on in our own families, never mind the world. And so the key word fix needs to be let go of. We're not here to fix anything. We are here to listen to our inner guidance from our higher self and to act upon that in trust, knowing that sometimes it's very strange. Sometimes it puts us in a place where we don't think we can do this. We don't think we're capable. And so, my wishes for each of you today is to become that moment in your life where you listen more carefully to your inner self, that inner self that dwells within your heart, rather than that inner self that is here in this beautiful head of yours. Because the mind doesn't have a true sense of its total capability. and can be easily programmed by others to diminish us. Whereas when we think from our heart, when we tap into our heart and learn to tap into the language of our heart or the energy of our heart, we realize that it comes from a much greater source of our beingness. And it's the challenge of learning to discern who is speaking to us. Is it the heart or the head? So as we begin, good morning, good morning, good morning. Leanne, pleasure to see you, dear, and all of you who are arriving. It's, yeah, a deep feeling of gratitude that I have in my heart right now for being able to come here on Friday mornings and speak to you. And as many of you who know me, I love to pull cards and start my day. I always try to find out what time I awaken and listen and read one of my favorite things of the angel blessings. And the reality for that, for me, is that it offers me sort of a program, an outline of a program for my day. That when I start my day and I read positive affirmations or wisdom based on what time I woke up, or just a random card from a deck of meditation cards, or whatever you have that you find touches your heart and gives you hope, that sets the program for the day for me. And I encourage people to do that, to take that few moments when you have your morning coffee or tea or whatever, to find, or a book, it could be a book, it could be anything that gives you a positive impulse. And the reason I say that is because right now we are involved with so much negativity around us that if we don't set the pattern for ourselves the first thing in the morning, it's hard to come back to that place later on in the day after the world has infiltrated our divine presence. I will say it, we are divine beings. So during this time of our evolution, it's important to trust ourselves more while we watch the energy around us become distorted and become infectious, if you will, almost somehow weaving its way into our subconscious, and the word perverting is coming through, perverting it into this negative thought pattern. And that's what we're living through. And you all know that. You're all being affected by it. Some of them you are being affected physically. Your body is breaking down and you're getting physical illnesses. And this is also part of that distortion in the energy around us and the social distancing. And the virus is a minor issue in my world. I look at the virus as a catalyst for far greater pain and suffering and death on many levels, because we're not any longer living within parameters that are explainable, and so there is a rational energy being poured forth, and the human brain can't balance that. So with that said, I awoke today at 7:15 a.m. And as I say, I like to look up my angel numbers from Joanne's Sacred Scribes. You can find her online. I think you just type in angel numbers or Joanne's Sacred Scribes and you'll find her. And she has all of these numbers. And so I encourage you to do something like that and plant that seed in your mind of something positive, something that can grow during the day, and you can watch it and you can see how it either aligns with you or doesn't align with you. But it gives you a focus, an inner focus of where am I in this world today? So I use that. So you can use anything. So angel number, it was 715. So the angel number 715 is, and I'll quote, angel number 715 indicates that you are being aided and assisted as you go through major life changes. The choices you have made and the actions you have taken will lead to new opportunities in your life, and you are encouraged to stay positive and optimistic as you will soon see these positive changes take effect. Unquote. It's a message of strength, and it's a message for all of us to look forward and be encouraged. That's what I awoke to. Also, today is 717, which is a powerful number. And Joanne goes on to describe it like this, and it's just one part of her reading. But angel number 717, or 717, like a 717, is a message from the angels that at the new beginnings an opportunity is occurring in your life will bring you into full alignment with your divine purpose and soul mission. You are encouraged to follow your intuition and guidance from the angels regarding your next steps. Now, many of you may not believe in angels. Not interested in so much what you believe in, but we all believe, or at least most of us, in some greater power than just ourselves. Matters not what you call it. Those are just points of contention amongst us and points of separation, really. So when we look at it, this as a greater power, what can we tap into that these messages come from? And so these two powerful messages here remind us to trust our visions. Doesn't matter what your visions so much are based on, as much as that they're positive visions. They're coming through your intuition at a deeper level than your conscious mind. And the key is to not let the external energies around us that we encounter during our day to distort or create doubts or insecurities around those thoughts. So it's really part of a whole system that we are. And as I see the coronavirus has created all of separation outside of us, I also see that it has created this separation within us. And it's this separation within us that is giving us this sense of agitation, this sense of not being able to cope, this sense of questioning, am I right, am I wrong, am I crazy? And this is the greater dis-ease. So when I look at the word dis-ease, I don't look at it as an illness. I look at it as not at ease, not in the flow, not where the flow of the universe is. We're out of alignment. So all of these issues that are happening, these insecurities, we've carried them from childhood. And they were part of a program where our parents unknowingly seeded our minds with this sense of separation, with this sense of we have to follow the pattern. There's a pattern that we have to follow, and that if we have, influencing thoughts from other sources that are not in alignment with this human pattern, then we have to stop that. That's not allowed. That's not good for humanity. And as you look at the pattern of human thinking over its evolution, we are now living on a planet that is very, very unbalanced and reaching a point of not being able to sustain us physically. Not that it doesn't want to. We are, beloved of Mother Earth, but what we have done to the planet has disturbed everything that is life-giving on all levels. So here we are, the promise of a new horizon and the promise of looking forward. Another card I pulled, which is, the card I pulled is actually this one here. And I'll see if I can get it so it doesn't. Your soul is calling. And here's this beautiful picture of this beautiful flower. Brilliant. And the message is your soul is calling. So what is your soul and how do we relate to it? So for me, it means your source of unconditional love. And that's what I was given. Source of unconditional love, soul. And it's that place within our hearts that's connected to everything. Whether we understand that or not is irrelevant. It's that place that can't be distorted by our minds, because the mind has no power in the soul. It doesn't even exist. It's not even recognized in that source of unconditional love. It's so completely out of it. And this is where we need to come back. We need to come back into our hearts, not just as the physical part of our body. And if you think about people, how many people are dying of heart attacks and heart problems? I mean, this is a far greater issue than, is portrayed. And what is that? Because they're not honoring their hearts. They, not intentionally, they've just been programmed to not focus on their heart as much and know that this physical heart is really the gateway to what I call our higher heart. And we have to take care of the higher heart as well as the physical heart. And when they come into alignment, we don't do all of these things that are degrading. We don't do all of these things that are harmful to our physicality or to anyone else's physicality. And so there's a form of communication that comes through our hearts, and it's an energetic form of communication. And when you feel good in your heart, remember what that feels like. And then in your daily life, when you don't feel that, don't, beat yourself up, but just say, that's what I need. I need some heart love. I need some real compassion. I need some deep inner unconditional love. And this is where it comes from. It doesn't come from here. The love we think of from here is physical. It's in the third dimensional. It's only one dimensional. The love that comes from here is multidimensional and it has the potential to heal everything. We've just been told, oh, that's just feelings. And that's not real. We've been told to dismiss our feelings. We've been told to live our lives by logic. Yes, we must live our lives by logic. Well, here we are. I'm not too impressed. I'm not too impressed. This is what's brought us to this point in our evolution. And we now have the challenge to step out of this. And this is what the cards and the messages have been saying today, and the messages is the potential, let's look forward. Let's trust what's not in plain sight, but what's deeper, percolating deeper within us. This card comes from a deck that I very rarely do. And I don't know if it's a Rorik painting or not, but it's a tarot card deck. It's called the Agni Rorik Tarot deck, and has a lot of his paintings based on the tarot cards. And it's the Ace of Wands. I don't read tarot cards, but I love them. I find them fascinating. The energy of them is fascinating. And the message of this Ace of Wands, according to this deck, is inspiration, new opportunities, growth, and potential. So here again, here is the flow of today. It's positive. It's forward moving. It's inviting us into the future. It's inviting us into our future selves in the present moment. And how do we tap into that? And how do we access that at a deeper level so that we no longer are feeling like we're carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders? So let's see what people on the side over here say. Morning, good morning, greetings from Italy, bless you. Good morning. Happy Friday, soul family. Yeah, we are here. We are one beautiful soul family. Somebody loves Joanne and the Angels. Yeah, oh, hope they attach these messages. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I can copy. I can probably copy those. Let's say, okay, let's see if we can do this. Copy and comment and paste and hit enter. There's one of them. That's number 715. I can do 717 here. They're in my notes. And I want to share with people that I have a blog page where in a couple of days, usually it takes me a couple of days to do that. It's on, it's a blog post. It's a WordPress blog, and it's Presence of Light. And hopefully these are correctly spelled and worded. I didn't spell check or do any of these, but anyway, they're close enough. That you can find me, and I've got over 10 years of writings in there, and in these shows go on with an MP3 and links to Humanity Healing, and also the show notes that you can read. So it's I believe it's Presence of Light, Reflections of Riverman, and it's on WordPress. So feel free to look at that. It's a nice quiet space. It's out of the social media realm, which I find nice about blogs. You have time, you can actually deepen into those and feel the resonance. So those are, blessings. Thank you. So the blessings are real. This is who we are. We are here to bless each other. We are here to remind each other to trust our visions and intuition at deeper levels. we're really coming to a place where the external energies are to be seen as not as powerful as our own internal energies, and to begin to trust ourselves at deeper levels, because we all have insecurities, and the insecurities have come from our childhood, and now they're coming from the social separation, and everything's coming into our consciousness right now, and releasing these, or opening the pathways to these deep inner caverns of our subconscious, where all our pains and sufferings that we couldn't deal with at whatever point in our life, they were too overwhelming, are starting to pop like popcorn and pop up into our present consciousness. And this is disturbing many people, and people are going into emotional crisis, and that's not where we want to be. It's not healthy for the individual. It's not healthy for the people, their loved ones. It's not healthy for their children. It's not healthy for their next door neighbor, because they start to act irrationally, and they go into their minds and try to calculate and try to figure it out, and use all of the patterns of our third dimensional brain to figure it out. And it's not going to be figured out there. It has to be figured out in our heart. And the answer is already there in the heart. It's just we have to allow ourselves that space and time, and encourage ourselves to seek it, because it is there. It's within. And as we find that, we become closer together, because we begin to understand at a deeper level. So my favorite card to always pull is my sacred I can't remember what they are. I have one around here somewhere. The sacred meditation cards. Anyway, this card is always a picture of the universe and the galaxies. And this card today is visions. Quite appropriate. And the messages of this card are really really wonderful. The main message is, I envision my world, and I know that I create it with mine and God's plan. The affirmations are, I choose happiness over hardship. I release what no longer serves me. I see the spiritual being I am, and my vision is of something great. My sight is on a new world of oneness and peace. And so here we are, as we come to the close of this talk, to really gather as the beautiful hearts we truly are, and to deepen into trusting our higher self. That's the message of today. Trust your higher self. Trust your higher heart. The journey of the heart begins here. And yet, as we become comfortable with keeping our hearts open, we find that the world can't close it down anymore. That there will always be a vortex open here that allows the possibility of love to flow through it. And that love flows through this beautiful, beautiful channel from Source that's connected. And the more we trust that, the higher we rise in that channel of love and light. And so the journey for us now isn't outside. Our evolution is going to take place around us, but not because of what's outside of us. Our evolution is going to take place first right here. This is the first point of our evolution. And it's a process of healing ancient wounds. It's a process of seeding future generations with hope, with unconditional love and compassion, and anchoring ourselves into the heart of Mother Earth and becoming one again with that whole divine presence, that planetary presence that floats through the universe, that's part of this universe, that's part of a greater multiverse. We are not as small and defenseless as our minds have been programmed to teach us. In closing, my prayer for each of you is to rise above the fear. I pray that you rise into the levels of your divine preciousness, knowing that with each upward movement, you are gathering the strength, the power, the wisdom of who you truly are. And it's through this inner connection to your divine self that each one of us will change the world and help humanity evolve with very little effort. Because it's the natural path of all of creation. It's the power of creation in action through us as the beautiful creator beings we are. So with that, I'm feeling complete and whole and loving and kind and blessed to have been here with you this morning. And my hope is that each one of you take away a slice of this pie and nibble through it during your day. The key for a lot of us right now is to start the day with some sort of connection to positive thought or positive energy, and to hold that throughout the day. And whenever things get rough, come back to that positive thought. I love you. I thank you. I respect you. I am you. You are me. And we are unity. We have never not been. Oh, thank you all. Have a wonderful week and blessings, blessings, blessings.